Hi, everybody. Wanted to talk about mental health today and why I take mental health seriously, but I don't take myself too seriously. And part of that even has to do with the origins of my mental health program, the Embrace Your Superpowers program. And that's because I'm a comic book girl. I love my superheroes. As you can see, I got my Captain Marvel jacket on and I got my Tony Stark t-shirt, and there's, you know, Beast and a few others hanging out over my shoulder. And who doesn't have an infinity gauntlet in their dining room? Just saying. So I decided to take my two passions and put them together. And part of the reason why I did was that I found in my own experience that while mental health is clearly a serious topic and we need to talk about it, and as a suicide survivor, yes, it's definitely a serious topic. But I also, part of my mental health recovery is to not take myself too seriously. I take seriously what's going on in my head, but I also understand too that sometimes that seriousness, that gravitas around the subject is a little too weighty. And that especially for kids or for folks in crisis, or heck, just literally anybody that's not a nerd like me and Beast and wants to sit around and read 47 books on the subject, it can be a lot more work than what we're capable of handling in the moment. And what I've also found is that for a lot of folks who don't have lived experience, it's hard to understand. So I've used my love, especially of Marvel characters, as basically a translation and a framing mechanism. So my Embrace Your Superpowers program has taken different health profiles, mental health profiles, and kind of associated them with traits associated with particular superheroes. And the reason for that is that superheroes are either, like X-Men and mutants, born a particular way. Now, sometimes that manifests itself right at birth for someone like Nightcrawler, or it may take something a little bit longer. We think of Rogue, and coming of age for a lot of mutants is when their powers first emerge. So we've got a mutant metaphor, and then we've also got the metaphor of folks like, for example, from the Avengers, where something happens to them. And whether that's, we don't get radioactive spider bites, but we often get trauma and other things that end up leading to a diagnosis. So by using this kind of framework, it's a way of folks being able to relate to it a little bit better. And it's a way of having conversations about a serious subject, but to be able to do it in a way that kind of breaks down some of those barriers that are there with clinical and again the seriousness of the subject, and makes it more relatable. And what I've loved about the response to the program so far has been the fact that I can talk to kids in a daycare and get them starting to talk about their mental health and how to find the assets in the way that their brain works or how they're feeling. A lot of times we use language around feelings and emotions. But then I can also take it and train pediatricians or speak at national nursing conferences. It's a model that works across a variety of platforms. Just thought I would share a little bit with you. And if you're interested in learning more, my website, www.speakup.co, is where you can find more information, including the online communities that I'm building, where you can take part in learning about how mental health can be reframed in a variety of ways. But if you're interested in comics and superheroes like I am, you can learn about embracing your superpowers too. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.